Hey folks, today on Crossing South, we are in Ensenada and I get to bounce like a pinball inside a trophy truck. We taste some flaming good French food and I get to see how architecture blends with the ecosystem of Baja's wine country. All coming your way right now. So we're back in this port town, 60 miles south of the border, a peaceful place where locals vacation, where expats retire, where sure, the sea is a great part of its industry, but for many people, Ensenada is synonymous with the roar of thundering engines, revved up to the red line by overzealous daredevils. It's fun to see the Baja 500 off-road race, and how they take off. They start in the middle of town and just blast into orbit. I don't mean space, the orbit of 500 kilometers that circles around in their circuit back to Ensenada. Folks, off-road racing is a big part of Baja. Cities like San Felipe, Tecate, and Ensenada are powerhouses in these kind of races. And you know, walking along here in Ensenada, we found a shop. So you walked in and ran into my friend here,
Hi.
Ramon Castro Rangel, right?
Yeah, that's right.
Nice to meet you, my friend.
Me too.
What do you guys do? I mean, are you a pretty well-known company, record?
Well, the record is the companies we do races in Baja.
You guys build cars for racing?
And build race cars for off-road.
Okay.
Almost all classes, trophy truck,
Right.
class 11s.
Yeah, we saw all those cars you have out there, you know,
Yeah.
souped up, ready to go.
Yeah.
Are those cars race-worthy?
Yeah, it's raced almost next month in September. It's got one local race.
Oh, really?
And it's ready to go and almost is ready to testing.
I mean, we don't know a lot. I mean, I don't know a lot about, you know, the off-road history in Baja. How long has it been going on? I mean, we've seen the Baja 1000, you know, Ensenada when they're leaving for the race and so on. But how long has this been going on?
Well, the Baja races is a start almost in the 60s.
60s?
Yeah, in the 60s.
Okay.
It's due the trip to La Paz, and it's when it's a start the Challenger to do a race to La Paz.
Okay.
And it's coming more people
coming, more people coming.
Right now, it's very popular.
Yeah, and I think you have a lot of, a lot of acknowledgments here, a lot of awards. What have you won? What is all this?
I won the Baja 1000 one time. There's a trophy over there in the top in the corner.
Oh, you won it.
Yeah, I won the Baja 1000 one time. But is the Baja 1000 I win? I win the 500 too.
Yeah.
I race sometimes in Colorado, Vegas.
Really? You go race in the States?
Yeah, the Frontier 500 to Las Vegas.
Frontier to Las Vegas.
Yeah, the Frontier.
How long have you been doing this? Since when?
Oh, I started in the 80s.
In the 80s?
Yeah, I started in the 80s, and it's never done.
and it appears you started winning right away, right?
Well, sometimes I went several times, and I race in a lot of different classes.
Okay.
And I'm the first trophy truck, Mexican trophy truck star on the line.
Really?
The first Mexican finish, and the first Mexican winner in trophy truck. And the San Felipe 250, right there is the trophy, and the San Felipe 250.
Okay.
And got a good time in the races. And
well, Ramon, I know it's kind of last minute, and you kind of mentioned it jokingly, but do you think I could get a ride in one of your trucks?
sure is. Let's go do it, and you got it fun.
Don't tell my wife I did this.
You got a couple happy faces.
Oh, don't worry. She found out, and I got it good. But now, out to the test track. Okay, so I'm being strapped on right now. I know this is for my safety, but man, these things, the cockpit is pretty tight, folks, and I feel a bit claustrophobic right now, but I know it's for my safety. How you doing, Francisco?
Very good.
He's the Black Fox, the Zorro. He's a runner on the Baja 1000. And he's gonna take me on a ride on this monster. Man, when you hear it purr, this thing is crazy. I'm nervous. You know, my recreation is probably a barbecue during the weekends, not hand gliding or anything like that. And this is right up there with it. So you're gonna follow the action, folks, and please be merciful with me.
No, not a problem. So we're gonna enjoy this ride.
I'm not gonna be the guy that's going like, go, go, go. No, I'll be slow.
Okay. We're gonna take care of. We're gonna go really slow.
Okay.
Around 100 miles an hour.
No.
Not too fast.
Okay. How much horsepower does this thing have?
This has like 720 horsepower.
My
It's
goodness.
650 pounds torque on the motor.
620 pounds of torque?
Yes.
I don't know how much that is, folks, but that sounds pretty powerful. Folks, these guys mean serious business. And safety is no joke. The cage, the harness, the helmet, they protect you to such a degree that someone with claustrophobia would go into cardiac arrest in a few seconds of being in here. Here we go. Oh boy. That carburetor noise is something you don't hear anymore in today's cars, much less one as powerful as this one. Oh my goodness. I'm not kidding, folks. There's embankments and washed out parts of this road in this course that would split a Hummer in half. But me and the Black Fox just plow through them. Wow. There's moments where it feels like you're in an armored vehicle and 1,000 machine guns are blasting away simultaneously. I gotta say, it's more fun than I thought it would be. All right. Thank you, buddy. Thanks, buddy.
Okay,
Oh, boy. Folks, I survived, and thank you much. I had fun. I must admit it was fun. Getting to know these guys and what moves them to work with these machines, which are far more expensive than any prize money any of the races offer, is pretty interesting. But enough of that. Time to hit our forte, food hunting, nay, food finding. Okay, folks, if you ask anyone in Ensenada, they'll tell you one thing regarding French pastry, French food, French cuisine. There's only one place to go. That place is called El Rey Sol. And we're here with the owner. My friend, how you doing? Nice to meet you.
Welcome to Ensenada.
Jean-Luc, what is your last name?
Jean-Luc Bitterlin.
Bitterlin. Okay, Jean-Luc Bitterlin. So, Jean-Luc, tell me about this restaurant. How is it that a city known for seafood, for Mexican food, has a really high-quality French cuisine, bona fide restaurant in its midst? Tell me about it.
Well, it all starts obviously with my mother,
Okay.
who founded the restaurant in 1947.
47.
This is my mom here.
That's your mom.
This is probably about 1950. She's the one that grew up in France. Her nickname was Doña Pepita.
Doña Pepita.
And this is Mayo, my grandmother. And Arturo, one of our chefs that lasted many, many years. And Kunda, that passed away recently, but she was our first waitress and,
Wow.
and worked for us for about 50 years. And she did pastries. This is my dad. And this was the only motorcycle cop in town. So it looks like the man, right?
Looks like El Presidente, right? Okay, so talk to me about this room. It looks pretty French. You know, talk to me about the decor, the mural. What's it all about? Talk to me.
Okay, well, remember, we're El Rey Sol, Sun King Louis XIV, who built Versailles.
Right.
So the mural that you see here is painted by my father.
Really?
Who was an artist.
Your dad was an artist,
And
he painted that. Do you have any idea what year he did that?
the years there, it's about 1958, 60.
Oh my goodness. And this is called the Versailles Room, right?
Versailles room, and we think it's adequately represented. That's why there's photographs of different scenes of Versailles.
And the decor of the room, is it pretty French?
Totally French, but as I was saying, that I was inspired by going to Hearst Castle. That
You went over there, saw something
I
similar.
saw a similar coppered ceiling and said, hey, this will look
You had it
cool here.
duplicated.
Exactly.
The Rey Sol, or the King's Son, has a lot of history and a lot of trophies for a lot of things, like this giant brass lobster. I like it more if it was edible. Okay, Jean-Luc, tell me what this is. These are the hors d'oeuvres?
Well, this is a classical beginning of a French meal.
Okay.
So my mother used to put this without any charge
Really?
on the table back in the old days. Totally
If a
French.
Frenchman walks in here, this will be normal for
He
him.
would feel at home. Try the quail eggs.
Just like that, just like that.
Yeah.
Okay, sounds kind of weird, but I'll try it. Man, I burned through those hors d'oeuvres like a spark through jet fuel.
The level of French cuisine in France, I mean, that's one of the reasons Frenchmen live, is to eat. They work to eat.
They work to eat, right.
But back in the old days, lobster and abalone were so common
Here.
here. It cost you $3 a dozen to buy lobsters.
Really?
But just that for millions of years, nobody had ever harvested it. So it was like
What year
picking
was
up
that?
rocks.
What year was
the
it?
50s, 60s, even into the 70s started raising its price.
You know, I believe you because I once heard an old timer tell me that there was a time when they would describe people of Baja, oh, they're so poor down there, all they eat is lobster and abalone. Because it was so common, right? Chateaubriand.
Flambe.
Okay, what is that? Chateaubriand flambe.
Well, that's a fillet. It's a filet mignon.
Filet mignon.
Americans love it. It's obviously by the size of the steak. It's for two.
Okay. Well, good thing there's two of us here.
Exactly. This is one of the things that distinguishes French cooking from a lot of other cooking is the tableside service.
Jean-Luc has some fireworks ready for us, and I mean that literally. That's looking pretty good, Jean-Luc. Jean-Luc.
Well, I'm tasting it right now, aren't we? You can eat at home, but you're not going to flambe at home. So that's why I
We
recommend.
go out for the experience, don't
Exactly. That's the name of the game. Life is an experience, and we should live it to the full.
we? We sure did. Oh, yes. Folks, this was as juicy as it looks on your screen. Better even. Yeah, enjoy that celery, vegetarians. What kind of sauce is this?
It's a black pepper.
Black
sauce.
pepper sauce.
Ensenada not only has seafood and wine, we're a very blessed area. So we have a lot of vegetables. We're one of the capitals of tomato growing, south of Ensenada, which is San Quintin Valley.
Yeah, you know what? Driving south of Ensenada, we saw a lot of tomato fields. So this is where you get all your produce, right?
Exactly. Okay, here we're gonna have a Mexican coffee. Do you know the story, Jorge, about the two dogs that meet at the border?
The two dogs that what?
Meet at a hole in the border, a hole in the fence.
Okay.
And there's a fluffy white poodle foal and a scruffy Tijuana dog.
Right.
Skinny and
Skinny mutt.
skinny mutt. And the Mexican dog is asked by the American dog, what are you going to the States for? So they have welfare for dogs there. Okay, I mean, they're going to feed me, they're going to clean me up and everything
Yeah.
else. I can't figure out why you're going to Mexico. He says, I go to Mexico to bark. So with a good coffee like this,
Yeah.
you'll do all the barking
You'll
you
do all
want.
the barking, right? Yeah, I've never drank coffee like that before, my friend.
Not even Starbucks has that coffee.
No, they don't. I suppose they don't. Take that, Starbucks. Oh my. It's hot. Thank you, my friend. Thank you for
And very
reporting.
tasty.
Let's try it. Oh wow. I think you're onto something here, my friend.
Right.
And it's not over, folks. One of my favorite parts of a meal is here. The dessert trays here. So,
Most important parts of an El Rey Sol meal is the dessert. So when you do come in to eat here, leave a little bit of space for dessert.
I left space.
Okay, good.
I'm even sweating. I'm like nervous over
well-
how this is gonna go down.
Okay. Well, this has an almond paste. It's called La Marquita.
Oh, let's try this thing. Oh my goodness, this stuff is amazing. Folks, this was too good not to be careful and deliberate. I was gonna pace myself. This was going to be a scientific and meticulous analysis. I'm telling you, my wife would be, I would be a hero if I come back with this. And our gracious host, Jean-Luc, has been a fantastic host
Jorge,
for us.
it's been
And
our pleasure.
thank you. It's been my pleasure, believe me. So we're gonna continue here. And don't go away, folks. This is Crossing South. After the French delights of Raisol, we headed to Baja's wine country to a visionary place called Encuentro Guadalupe. You know, folks, we've really done very nice activities in Ensenada, but we wanted to show you a place that we found out about. It's very unique, and I do mean it when I say unique. There's no other place like it in, I don't think Mexico, much less in very few places of the world probably. It's a hotel, but the rooms are the ones that you're looking at behind me right now. You're literally immersed in nature. It's basically luxury camping. And the gentleman that came up with this idea here in Ensenada, specifically in the Valle de Guadalupe, the Guadalupe Valley, are the gentleman right next to me right now, Mr. Alfredo Acosta and Jorge Gracia. So, my friends, wow, what a place you came up with, and you certainly have the wow factor immediately, you know, for people. Talk to me about the idea. I mean, wow, you're the architect,
Yes.
Jorge Tocayo, namesake.
Tocayo.
What intention did you have when you designed this place?
Well, mainly was the first thing was to understand the property, or understand the topography of the property,
Yeah.
and try to be able to people to enjoy what we were seeing at that time, when there was nothing. So we want the people to really feel what we were feeling at that time. So if we build a big building, it will change the experience. You will not.
It's
get
not the same.
It will not be the same. So that's how this idea came.
So it's basically like the feeling someone gets when they're standing in the hill in
Yes,
nature,
with-
but you actually.
But we wanted comfort. We just added comfort.
We grow here. We born in Baja.
Yeah.
And Jorge born in Tijuana. I'm from Mexicali. Then we know very well this place. Then it's a lot of beautiful things here. The people, the art, the wine, the wineries, the vineyards, all the property. The complex is Encuentro Guadalupe, and it means Guadalupe because we are immersed in the Valley of Guadalupe, and
But encuentro is like an encounter.
encounter of all the. It's like a collective of
Right.
of passion, of work, of job, of talent, art, of all endemic and local artists.
Yeah, I think people like to share, and they are proud of Valle Guadalupe, so they like to share it.
And they want everyone to succeed.
Yeah,
exactly.
because at the end everybody succeeds.
Exactly. Well, that's a wonderful attitude to have, and you guys have come up with something very exciting. Can we take a look at the place now?
Yes,
Sure.
of course. Go ahead. Be my guest.
So we hopped into their sweet, awesome, tricked-out Land Rover so we could run nature over on our way to experience it. Folks, this is forward thinking. Makes you glad someone actually thought of this. So that's what this is. This large room is an art gallery where you have local artists showcase their stuff.
Exactly.
And your guests just appreciate art, or they can buy art?
They can buy it. They appreciate. They can go also right through another wineries
Okay.
and taste their wine.
Are you going to allow us to go see some of your rooms right now and the pool area? We definitely want to see that.
Yeah, we want to go.
Okay, let's do that. I want to see that.
We could have built one big structure with all the rooms, and it will be much easier.
Right.
But we are kind of complicated.
Well, you know what? It's that complicated design and creativity, to be honest. I mean, we really don't feature hotels on our show, but just the creativeness of this place just made us have to do it. You know, who are you? Talk to me about how you got it.
Well, I'm just an architect. What can I say? Since I was little, I wanted to be so.
Really? Someone in your family was an architect?
No, I don't have
You just wanted
relatives.
yourself?
Yeah, I don't have relatives architects. So I just wanted to be and started working in San Diego actually for other architects first, after I finished school in Tijuana.
How did you basically come up with this idea? That's what I want to get at.
We walked through the little mountain over there 10 years ago. When we were at the top, we saw all the valley, and we dreamed to build some spectacular piece of art at the mountains to show everyone and everybody
That same feeling you had.
Exactly. I study engineer in cybernetic electronics, robotics.
Really? Cybernetic electronic engineer?
Yes, but I love the architecture.
Really?
Yeah, I love it.
So have you built any robots or what?
I built
A hand, an arm,
an
that
arm.
can do something?
Exactly.
Don't know about robotic arms, but what he did build is the sweetest camping experience I've ever seen. So, this is what luxury camping is. Wow. This is very nice. I mean, it's better than the camping tent that I have.
Yeah, a little bit more. One step up front.
Just a small notch above it, right?
Yeah.
You have your. It's
Yeah.
very, very, very modern.
Yeah, all the furniture is designed and built by Jorge, also.
Also. And is there any intention behind this kind of walls?
Mainly, yeah, there is a strong concept at the beginning on the design to use this sign. It was conceptualized as a shell. Outside very rough, inside very, very clean. That's the.
Oh,
that's
like
why,
a seashell.
like a seashell.
Yeah,
That's
seashell.
that's the idea of
Rough
the
on the
concept.
outside, smooth on the inside. Oh,
Yeah, that's
my
it.
goodness.
Because
Even that has an intention, huh?
yeah,
Yeah, and the pearl
that's
is
the
our
people
guest.
who's
Exactly.
Yeah, exactly.
That's nice.
Yeah.
You know, one of the things, folks, that I like about this place, they really didn't move nature. This walkway wasn't built, wasn't dynamited through. It was already like this. They just took advantage of it and let it flow and let it do what it does. Okay, so nice.
I love how the place connects you with the nature.
It does. I mean, it's hard to argue with that, right?
Yes, you can see it and feel it, and smell it, and touch it.
So how many rooms do you guys have here? I mean, I'm just falling in love with this place the more I see it.
We have 20.
20 rooms?
20 rooms.
8 that are facing the valley, and
Right.
12 that are on the pool area.
Well, my friends, Alfredo and Jorge,
Yes.
you guys are certainly pioneers, trailblazers, originals, and congratulations for such a wonderful place. I know you guys will do good, and we are so happy that we were able to come. Thank you so much for being
Thank you for
gracious
coming.
hosts.
This is your host.
Thank you.
Home.
Thank you so much. And it's one of the many things, folks, that you can do by crossing south. So stay with us and enjoy the view. Thank you, guys.
Thank you.
So after I was done fake reading this magazine, it dawned on me just what varied and enjoyable experiences across the dial one can have in Ensenada. I think the people here are onto something, folks. Yep, I think they are. And I know we have not seen the last of her. Not by a long shot. Well, today we had heart-pounding excitement with these wild and crazy guys, exquisite delicacies that soothe the soul, and an experience that allows you to merge with the elements without roughing it out. We hope you join us next time on Crossing South.
You can find maps and information about the places you just saw, or you may order a copy of this program on DVD at crossingsouth.com. We also do Facebook.